Once upon a time in the Aguma kingdom lived a king called Ikenna. Ikenna was a good king, a just man, and a fair ruler. His land was blessed with prosperity. His people were happy. The king had a queen, and the queen had given him a son named Obinna. Unbeknownst to the queen, her close friend Ngozi had seduced the king and given birth to a child named Nnamdi. When the queen found this out, she forgave Ngozi for her betrayal and accepted Nnamdi as the king's son. She allowed Nnamdi to live with Obinna as if they were one, like they were brothers. Obinna and Nnamdi became very close. They loved playing with each other, they loved eating together, and they loved spending time together. However, this made Ngozi, his mother, very upset. Anytime Ngozi sees Nnamdi and Obinna playing together, she will beat Nnamdi. "Will you stop it? I've warned you to stop playing with this boy." But the queen will be upset. "What is it, Ngozi? What is wrong with you? Why do you want these boys to hate themselves?" Ngozi will hiss and walk away. As Nnamdi and Obinna grew older, their bond became stronger. However, his mother Ngozi and his uncle Njoku were beginning to penetrate into his mind. They told him that all this kingdom could be his. All he had to do was get rid of Obinna. Slowly, Nnamdi began to see that people respected Obinna more than they respected him. People would bow down to Obinna, people would come to him to listen to his advice. Nnamdi began to feel jealous. As they became men, Nnamdi began to realize that he had spiritual powers. His mother told him that he was a necromancer. A necromancer was a being who was able to command the army of the undead. At his command, they would come out from under the ground and kill anyone he wanted. This power, he got it from his mother. His mother was from a necromancer lineage. At first, Nnamdi did not want to lean into his powers. He was not a killer. He didn't want to kill anyone. But as the evil in him began to grow, his target was Obinna. He wanted to get rid of him. One night, before the king had died, he called Obinna to his room. He made Obinna promise him that he would never hurt his brother. He would protect him no matter what. The king had suspected that Ngozi was poisoning Nnamdi's mind, but there was nothing he could do. So he made Obinna promise that he would never abandon his brother no matter what. 2 weeks later, the king died. Immediately he was buried according to tradition, Nnamdi launched an attack on the kingdom. He summoned the army of the undead, and because they could not be killed, his army killed many people. Obinna, thinking that he had lost the battle, was surprised when he saw his mother appear. She appeared as a demigod. She turned to Obinna and said, "My son, within your blood flows the powers of the goddess of the rain, Idemili. Call to her now, and she will come to your aid." All this time, Obinna was not aware that he himself had powers from the gods. Now aware, he called unto Idemili to come and save his people from the undead. With the help of the goddess, Obinna overthrew his brother, and the army of the undead were banished back into hell. Nnamdi, seeing that he had lost the battle, ran away, but he couldn't run too far. The god of the necromancer appeared. "It is time for you to follow me, boy. Your soul belongs to me." "What do you mean?" Nnamdi asked in shock. What Nnamdi did not know was that he who used the necromancer power and failed had to go back into hell. But Nnamdi did not want to go back into hell. He had a long life to live. But because he was half human and half necromancer, he had to go back. What could he do? He was afraid. Slowly the god began to take him. Nnamdi was in pain. He screamed. All his body was in pain. It was as if he was burning, but yet he couldn't see the fire. And then from nowhere, Obinna appeared. "You evil creature, get away from my brother," he said. "Your brother's soul belongs to me." "No, it belongs to Demili. He is my brother. He is of royal blood." Right there and then, Obinna used his blood to save Nnamdi. Immediately Obinna did this, his blood washed away the necromancer blood in Nnamdi, and Nnamdi became a whole human being again. Without his powers, the god of the necromancer disappeared. Nnamdi became a human again. He had no power. Realizing this, he fell onto his knees and begged his brother for forgiveness. He said that his mother and uncle had manipulated him into believing that he was the true heir. Ngozi and Njoku were then sentenced and banished from the kingdom. Obinna and Nnamdi